Most people can't focus for 10 minutes straight. Phone buzzes, thought wanders, browser tab opens. You're gone. Meanwhile, a military sniper lies motionless in a field for 72 hours. No movement, no sound, waiting for one shot. One. They're not robots. They're not superhuman. They have the same brain you have, the same dopamine system, the same urge to check something, move, escape. They just trained it differently. And the system they use, it has nothing to do with willpower, nothing to do with motivation. 3 methods, stolen directly from sniper training programs. And by the end of this, you'll never think about focus the same way again. Chapter 1. The Pre-Shot Routine. You sit down to work and your brain is everywhere. Last night's argument, that email you didn't reply to, what you're having for lunch. You never actually start. You warm up for 45 minutes doing nothing. Snipers don't have that problem. Before every shot, they run the exact same sequence. Breathing pattern, body position check, mental cue word, always identical, always in the same order. Why? Because the brain is a pattern machine. Repeat the same ritual enough times, and your brain starts treating it as a trigger. Ritual in, focus state out. Pavlov didn't just work on dogs. Psychologist Dr. Michael Gervais, performance coach for the Seattle Seahawks and NASA astronauts, calls this a pre-performance routine. It's not superstition, it's neuroscience. Your brain links repeated behaviors to states. The ritual becomes a shortcut to the zone. Most people sit down, open their laptop, check email, check Instagram, check the news, and wonder why they can't focus. That's not a work routine. That's a distraction sequence. You trained your brain to scatter. Every time you started work that way, you reinforce the pattern. Snipers do the opposite. They build a sequence so tight, so repeated, so automatic that their brain has no choice but to follow it. Your version is simple. Same chair, same time, same 3 actions before you begin. Glass of water, notebook open, 1 sentence written by hand. What am I doing today, and why does it matter? That's it. Do it every single day, without exception. After 2 weeks, your brain starts treating that ritual as the start signal. Focus comes faster, deeper, without you forcing it. But here's the problem. The ritual gets you in. It won't keep you there. That's where the second method comes in. Chapter 2. Tactical breathing. Snipers breathe on a schedule, not metaphorically, literally. Before pulling the trigger, they inhale, exhale halfway, hold. Why? Because the moment you exhale halfway and hold, your heart rate drops. Hand tremor drops. The shot lands. This technique isn't just for rifles. The United States military calls it combat tactical breathing. Psychologists call it box breathing. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out. 4 seconds, hold. Repeat 4 times. Most people think this sounds soft, like something a yoga instructor made up. Wrong. The Navy uses it to stop panic responses before combat insertions. The Secret Service uses it before protective operations. Research from Stanford neuroscientist Andrew Huberman confirms that this breathing pattern activates the parasympathetic nervous system and drops cortisol in under 2 minutes. Cortisol is the enemy of focus. It's the stress hormone. It's what makes your brain bounce between threats. High cortisol equals scattered thinking, always. Every time you sit down frustrated and unfocused, your cortisol is elevated. Most people try to push through it with caffeine. You're not solving the problem. You're layering stimulants on top of stress. Idiots. 4 rounds of box breathing before you start work. That's 3 minutes. 3 minutes to chemically shift your brain from reactive to focused. Elite performers do this before every high-stakes moment. You're skipping it to scroll Twitter. That's the gap between you and them. But here's the thing. Even with the ritual, even with the breathing, your focus will break, guaranteed. The average person's attention snaps every 8 minutes. That's not a character flaw, that's biology. The third method doesn't fight that, it uses it. Hit subscribe before you forget. We build systems here. Chapter 3. The 20-minute kill window. Snipers don't try to stay locked in for 8 hours. Nobody can. They work in windows. Intense observation, then micro-recovery. Intense observation, then micro-recovery. Deliberately structured. Why? Because your brain runs on cycles, ultradian rhythms. Roughly every 90 minutes, your brain shifts from high focus to low focus mode. But inside those 90 minutes, peak focus only lasts about 20 minutes before degrading. Researcher Alejandro Lleras at the University of Illinois proved that brief mental breaks dramatically improve sustained focus. The study found that people who took short breaks maintained performance over long periods. People who didn't took a sharp performance nosedive. You already knew focus drops. You just didn't know you could reset it in 2 minutes. Here's how snipers micro-recover. Eyes close. Attention pulled completely off task. Not to a phone, not to another problem, to nothing. Or to something completely unrelated. Birds outside, the ceiling. They're breathing. 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Brain resets. Window reopens. You get another 20 minutes of sharp focus. The mistake most people make is grinding through the dip. It feels like discipline. It isn't. It's stupidity. When focus drops and you push through it, you're not getting more done. You're encoding bad habits, making errors, producing garbage work that you'll have to fix later. Surgeons call this operating past your curve. It's dangerous. Your version is just expensive. The wasted time, the poor decisions, the rework. Snipers structure their windows because precision matters. In your world, precision matters too. You just haven't treated it that way. 20 minutes on, 2 minutes completely off. Back on, repeat. The output from 4 structured windows destroys 8 hours of unfocused grinding. Every time. But here's the problem though. You can build the ritual. You can do the breathing. You can structure the windows. And your brain will still leak everything you learned by the end of the week. Focus without memory is useless. You executed perfectly today. Tomorrow, you remember nothing. That's why I made this video, breaking down the exact method surgeons use to make forgetting biologically impossible. Watch it next.